Isn't it beautiful, guys?
Don't you want to go to space? Who doesn't want to go to space? Honestly, if I went to space, I would probably barf my guts out right now. I'm not I'm not super, prone to motion sickness. I can get motion sick, not usually in a car, not all the time on a boat, sometimes on a boat, kind of depends. Sailing, not so bad. Um, Anything above kind of like 3 or 4 or 5 feet, so 6, 7, 8 foot swells in the ocean, you know, I'm just getting not really a fan. Spinning rides at the fair, no. Can I stand them? Yes. I just my inertial processing unit is very sensitive, and when you spin it a lot, it tends to perceive that spinning, and it kind of takes it to heart. So I don't like walking around with my head spinning. Yeah, call me crazy. Don't like it. Love roller coasters. Kind of get that roller coaster sickness at the end of the day. Kind of like not really sure which way is up. But so video numero dos, trois, dva in Russian, I think. Gosh, I really don't know how to count to 10 in very many languages. It's kind of embarrassing. That's one thing I would love to do. Learn some language, travel a little bit more. I have not traveled very much. And sorry, my voice is getting a little sore. I haven't really been yelling or shouting, but working around concrete and dirt recently has been messing me up. So I talked about what's going on this semester, what's next, recent work, and homelessness in the last video. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about some news stuff. By the way, real quick, what is your favorite news site? I used to get a lot of headlines from Drudge, but Drudge Report is turning into jerryspringer.com. Pharrell's politically charged new album. Look, I like Pharrell. He's a very talented artist, but, I don't really care what he thinks about politics. Seahawks player tried just charging into stands to fight fans. Charging into the stands to fight fans. It's a weird alliteration. Okay, that's wonderful. NFL playing in Blizzard. Wow, they're really tough. I mean, look, yeah, NFL players are tough. I know that they beat the shit out of each other all day. This is one of my favorite recent articles. Amazon drivers forced to deliver 200 parcels a day with no toilet breaks. Now, forced. That's an interesting word, right? California law, anyways, and I'm sure there are some that work in California, gives you 15 minutes break every 4 hours and a 30-minute lunch in an 8-hour shift, I think. I don't know about a 6-hour shift. I don't know how that works, but maybe it's a 15-minute break every 2 hours and a 30-minute break after 4 hours. I don't know, but something like that. So if the law states that you get X amount of break and lunch, and we presume that the state is above the company, Amazon, then Amazon can't technically force you to do something illegal. They can't say work 8 hours straight. They can't say we force you not to go to the bathroom, otherwise you're fired. Now, if they are saying you have to work 8 hours a day without going to the bathroom or you're fired, that could be a big lawsuit. That could be a big problem. Practically speaking, do Amazon drivers not go to the bathroom during the day? I have no idea. I suppose you could track them. If Amazon tracked their delivery people and found out that they were at Burger King instead of at their delivery, I was just watching a really interesting video, actually. I think one of my subs has been sending me some kind of alternative media stories, and I hate to use that term, but it's kind of it describes stories that aren't as common, so to speak. And it was a speech by a transportation guy about California taxing vehicles by the mile and how you would track them to get that mileage. So, just interesting stuff. the issues of tracking people when they drive around. So, what is your favorite news site? I know following the news can be kind of a vapid activity. Gotta look up that word. As of recent years, Drudge Report's been pretty common. RT.com, just to get a little bit of the Rusky point of view, because Ruskies are very interesting, right? They're not really Western. They're not really Eastern. They're a little bit Western. They're a little bit Eastern, but they're kind of just Russian. I wouldn't say they're in the middle. They're just Russian. They're different. No, I'm not saying all Eastern cultures are the same or all Western cultures are the same, but there's certainly very common threads due to hundreds and hundreds of years of, civilization in those terms. And in the case of the Eastern world, more like thousands of years in many cultures. A lot of the Western cultures are a lot more recent. They stem from a variety of cultures that have been developing over thousands of years, but like American culture is only a few hundred years old, which kind of plays largely on European and British culture, which is itself certainly only a few hundred years old. Because, can you really compare the way that barbarians acted to the way that modern British people act? Like, if barbarians were... How long ago were barbarians, right? Barbarians. What is a barbarian? Do they all carry around big axes? I don't know, maybe. Oh, my nose is killing me. It's dry air. Uncivilized or primitive? But when were they around? In the New Testament, St. Paul used the word barbarian in its Hellenic sense to refer to the non-Greeks. Well, I think Wikipedia is basically saying the term barbarian is a bunch of hooey. It's not helping my research. Well, forget that. Anyways, say 1,000 years ago, because if the Greeks and the Romans were talking about it in 200 BC, I don't know, when were the barbarians? When did barbarians exist? Fifth century, they invaded the declining Roman Empire. 406 AD, wow. Interesting. More modern usage. Well, back to my point. Barbarians were not typically very civilized. So you say 1,500 years, we have less than 1,500 years culture, right? Although imperialism and barbarism do share a common expansionary theme, which is kind of interesting. But back to the news. What's been in the news? Oh, bunch of garbage. Yeah. Other than the fact that there's stuff like North Korea launching missiles and, people in the Middle East burning stuff because the capital of Jerusalem is moving, I don't know. I should be into the news a little bit less than I am, I'll admit, but it's just kind of really interesting, It's interesting to learn about people in Argentina who, an entire country that's having difficulty feeding itself. An entire country, okay? Not just a city, not just a town, not just poor people. The whole freaking country is having significant issues. And it's not the only country. There's, so many people that have it less nice than we do here. And what's my first world problem? How to store more food, right? Preppers are literally like the complete opposite of someone in a food shortage. We're in a food surplus, and we're trying to figure out how to increase our food surplus. You know, problems of first world nations, right? But prepping can be done by anyone. You know, anybody can grow a vegetable garden. Nobody charges you to use the sun. And it doesn't rain everywhere, but water is usually not that expensive. Oh man, I need some land. Need some land. Plus, RT always has good pictures of, like, what's going on with the military for some reason. They have this funny picture of Trump and his staff, right? Isn't this a weird picture? Like, they're just both looking. Like, what does that mean? It's so Russian. Like, it's such a Russian picture. It's just neutral. Like, that's the Russian face. That's the face. That's like the Russian, you know, you wanted to know what the Russian expression for happiness is? Sadness. You know, curiosity. They have this amazing ability to just kind of deadpan life. Something about Russians, I don't know. There's a lot of things about Russians, but gotta watch those sneaky Russians, I'm telling you. You guys know what I'm talking about. You gotta watch those sneaky red bastards. Duh. No, that's not true. Had a Russian neighbor who lived above me on Russian time, no less. Oh, terrible. It was terrible. Alright, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. Christmas. Let's talk about Christmas. How you guys doing about Christmas? How you guys feel about Christmas? And yes, I'm going to say Christmas. No, I'm not a very religious person. Yes, I am very happy to celebrate a religious holiday as a not religious person. But trying to think of getting something, you know, what to get for my folks. And my dad, being a bastard that he is, emails me back, oh, don't worry about it, just come see us. Okay. You know, and most people would say, like, oh, you know, that's sweet, right? But not me. Drives me crazy. Now, granted, my dad, you know, he's not super into gifts, and he's more than happy to buy whatever he wants for himself, and he does buy a myriad of products for a myriad of reasons. You know, and he earned it. He works hard-working guy. But he's impossible to shop for. Just so hard to shop for. And I'm trying to, you know, I got him something archery related last year because he has a bow and arrow. And I could get him something archery related this year, but it's a little bit lame to follow the same theme, even though I know he does use the heck out of the archery stuff. You know, I was thinking, like, how funny would it be to get him, like, one of those big foam deer, right? Like, it'd be the best gag gift, you know? Like, take this freaking huge deer to the archery range. I don't even know if they would let you put it out on the range. I know at the... Oh. Sorry, our range burnt down. Off topic, our shooting range up here, Angela's shooting range, burnt down to the ground, most of it. Yeah, really, really freaking sad. Now, you know, the range it was kind of just like the overhead covering, and I think they lost the office building. Those two things can be built up in relatively short order, but nevertheless, God, it just broke my heart when I heard that. You know, such an amazing place for law-abiding citizens to go and practice their firearm ownership, practice ownership. Anyways. And also the first shooting range I've ever been to, at least the first private range, you know, other than scout camp. Oh, no, second shooting range. I went to a range years ago with my buddy in Arizona. Long time ago. Kirk, if you're out there, I miss you, buddy. I know shit was a little crazy when you knew me and you had to keep your distance, and I totally understand. Because I was on a fucking warpath with insanity in my younger years. Not going to get into that right now, but I used to live a more colorful life. And I'm looking to get into a more colorful life in the future, not in nefarious ways, but at any rate. Oh, Kirk. Kirk was a good guy. I like Kirk. Kirk had an awesome SUV. One of the best thing we ever did with Kirk is Kirk, Anders, and I. Oh, I miss Anders too. Took his Suburban up the back of Mount Lemon in the snow. It snowed at Mount Lemon, and we were hanging out, and I was like, Kirk, we gotta go drive up the snow in Mount Lemon. It'll be freaking epic, man. You know, way up out there in the cold, be off roading. It'll be fucking choice. He was like, all right, let's fucking do it. And we really didn't. Man, I feel like we should have. I think we were drinking a little bit and driving, and I know in the snow it's not like a great idea, but we weren't like getting blasted. I mean, I think Kirk might have finished. I don't even know if we were, to be honest. I feel like at least the passengers were for sure. Oh, God, I miss those guys. Oh, they're the best. And we kind of got lost on the way up. Not lost, but it was dark and it was snowing. And I knew how to get there during the day a lot better. I never realized how hard it was at night to navigate because I never used the road names. I kind of took the trail. Like, you go up the top of Mount Lemon. If you're coming from the front side, you go up the pavement, and then there's a fire trail like way up near the top. Not at the top, but near the summit. And then you take that all the way down the back, and it kind of pops you out into. This is the most epic trail in the world. Just out there in the wilderness. I probably could have hunted there. I think it was a national forest or something. But it just used to be my. And I had a Jeep. My folks. Oh, that poor Jeep. I killed I killed one of the little shafts inside the transmission. I lost first, third, and fifth. Going up. Was it 15? 8. Going up 8 across the mountains from Tucson to LA, or technically Tucson to San Diego. Blew up the transmission. Blew up half the transmission. Drove it all the way from San Francisco to Seattle in 4th gear. I mean, at top speed, 4th gear. Weeks before one of the worst days of my life, which I won't talk about, but yeah. Anyways. This video's getting all heavy and deep, all crazy. Wasn't really trying to go there, but... Okay, so Mount Lemon. So you drive up Mount Lemon, pump you down on this little back road, and then it kind of pops you out somewhere up on 77, I think. Yeah. Oracle. That's right. Somewhere around Oracle, San Manuel. So anyways, I didn't really know how to get up the trail from the backside, and I think my buddies Anders and Kirk were starting to wonder whether or not I knew where the hell I was going. And I was starting to wonder if I knew where I was going too. But we did find it, the trail, and it wasn't, because it was a fresh snow, like we were kind of compacting the snow into the dirt. So it wasn't like we were driving on solid snow, because he certainly didn't have snow tires, but he had off-road tires. Pretty good all-terrain, cross-country tires, whatever. And, God, it was just magical. Because we were like pretty good buddies, and he had a capable vehicle. It was spontaneous, and it was an amazing memory. And it kills me that I haven't been making memories like that as of late, because life is so short. Man, I was freaking 18, 19 then, and it was literally 2 lifetimes ago. Well, 2 of lifetimes at that age ago. Man. Good times. I need a dirt bike. YouTube, I need a damn dirt bike. I need a dual sport. What's your favorite dual sport? See, where's my dual sport research? I've done extensive research on the dual sport. Here's the thing. I know the popular models, right? KLR 650, DRZ 650. I'm actually kind of a secret fan of the XR 500R because they just have suspension travel like through the roof. It's kind of stupid how much suspension travel those XRs have. Like something like 11 in the front and the back, like dumb amount of suspension travel. and they just ran like the Dickens and just horsepower like crazy. They're really racy machines. The only problem is they're straight, like most. Actually, I think they had some dual sports. I think it's hard to find a dual sport XR, but I think they exist. Some older ones, right? And I'm not a fan of shims, even though you don't have to shim the engine, and I guess there's only one. But I don't know. People like the KLRs. They're heavy. You know, I would love multiple dual sports. Like I'd love a 250. You know, like maybe if I feel like driving up there in my car, which kind of defeats the purpose of the dual sport because I like being able to ride to where I'm off-roading. But fuck, I don't even know where my shit is. Ugh. Where's my motorcycle stuff? You ever have too many folders on your computers, guys? Ah, bike research. Let's see if it's under bike research. That's a good name for a spreadsheet. Well, damn. You know, I wish I could type in motorcycles probably somewhere in my computer and search through some files. I think I might even be indexing right now, but where is it? It might be in the cloud. I need to get my head in the clouds, possibly, to find this one. Google, open cloud. See, my computer's stupid. It doesn't respond to me right now. How are we doing on time? This video is a little rambly, but you know what? I mean, it's kind of how I'm feeling right now. Feeling a little rambly. Where is my damn motorcycle research? You know where I think it is? I think I hid it in my goals spreadsheet. Oh man, my quads are freaking killing me. I don't know. Digging and squatting and standing. I've been sitting on my butt for too long. Even though I ride my bike to school every week, I've been sitting on my booty for too long and I'm getting out of shape. I'm looking at a spreadsheet here of all this stuff that I had to do. See, when I talk about being busy, that's what I mean about being busy. I had a project, a midterm, a final project, a comp exam, a final project, and a final write-up. And I'm sure I had a final presentation and a final poster and a couple other things in there. And I still got it all done. I got everything done. I got a lot of work done. And you know what? For better or worse, even if I get a B- or a C here, a C would suck. Well, knock on wood, I didn't get a C because I think my GPA can handle C. But anyways, I think I'm going to clear. Actually, I'm not going to clear all of it because I already have the fields, like the rank is nice. I like the cost, estimated time. Yeah, I have spreadsheets to organize my life. I do. Because it's convenient. It's so convenient. I highly recommend it. Not for everything, you know, don't trip, don't be all crazy, but in fact, I think I can show you mine down here. So let's see. We have projects. We have wish list. What's on my wish list? Oh yeah, there's a bunch of prepping stuff I was kind of doing from recently. We have bills. We got some bills. We have college planning. Look at this. Intersession magic. No classes offered. Boo. I leave myself editorials, I guess. Windsurf Moran. What am I doing with Windsurf Moran? Redesign pontoons, seat post, new knee joints. Ugh, so much. The Windsurf Moran is so much work I got to do on that. Flipping stuff. This is some stuff I've been flipping as of late. My flipping has been going awfully, to be honest. Kind of embarrassing. Internship trackers. These are a company I bugged about internships. Monarch, these ones right here, UAVIQ and Monarch, those guys are doing real freaking cool stuff. Really cool stuff with drones. Monarch specifically is using drones in agriculture. Fascinating stuff. Like you can go use a ultra multi-spectrum camera to go, like, for example, if you have an infrared camera, you can go fly a drone over the crops, and get a color reading of the plants. So, believe it or not, a lot of plants, if they're green, or if you have a lot of green, very bright green specifically, different colors of green anyways, but if you can sense a certain type of green, you can say something about the amount of vegetation in an area, because typically dirt is brown and plants are green. Okay. I'm sorry, I know it's stupid, but that's... Look, sometimes science isn't that complicated. You fly the plane, you get the camera footage, you see if something's green. If something's green, you save it as a 1. If it's brown, you save it as a 0. Then you make a map of all the 1s, and that can tell you the density of your plants, can tell you how they're responding to water changes, fertilizer differences, sunlight differences, tell you a variety of things. So let's say you have an area that is kind of green in one area and brown in another. Well, you can tell the farmer, hey, put these coordinates into your tractor, into your GPS, program, phone, whatever, and put more water there, put more crops there, either plant more crops, water them more fertilizer, go look at them and see why they're not doing as well. Take a look at the conditions, the soil, who knows? But go look at that area. And this drone can do this in a matter of hours. The software takes however long it takes to process all the information, probably not hours, but sometimes it can be a while depending what the software is trying to do. But at any rate, especially if the software has to like analyze video or something, if it has to like take a bunch of images from video. But yeah, really cool stuff. So dual sports. What have I been looking at? XR 400s, DRZ 400s, XR 600R. Man, that's DR 650s, DRZ 400 on the newer end. I rode one for a weekend. It was one of the most amazing motorcycles I've ever ridden in my life. I've ridden some pretty cool bikes, even mostly older bikes, but and I've ridden everything from Goldwings to faster CBRs to supermotos like this to dirt bikes. DRZ was torquey, light, handled like a dream, felt like it was on rails on the street. I mean, just silly amounts of suspension, tons of grip. Blast. What a blast to ride. XR 400, DR 350, XR 350, DR 650. I have that twice because like some of them were individual bikes and the other one is a list. But yeah, so dual sports. What kind of dual sport do I want? Do I want a Suzuki? Do I want a Honda? Do I want a Kawasaki? I love Yamahas. Yamaha has a few dual sports. What do they have? They have the TW200. That's a pretty cool one. I'm trying to think what their... God, what? I know they have some ITs in the mid-range. What are the other Yamaha dual sports? Oh, I'll just go to Craigslist. Motorcycles. Owner only, because I'm not paying dealer prices. Yamaha dual sport. I should put Yamaha plus dual plus sport. DT250. I might know something about a DT250. I know they kick ass. Old, but they kick ass. What is a Yamaha dual sport? See, Yamaha, I don't feel like... WR? No, come on, guys. XT, thank you, the XT2. This guy wants $2,650 for an XT250 for 1997. You're a little high there, buddy boy. I feel like you're a little high. Let's see if my Kelly Blue Book motorcycle instinct is still as good as it used to be. He's saying 2650. Aha! 1820. Suggested retail value. See, this knows motorcycle prices. 26.50. Now, granted, he's doing probably about a 30% anchor. Let's see here. 18, what was it, 50, 60? 1820, whatever. So 1820 times 33% is 600 plus 1820. Yeah, so he's coming in $200 actually. So he's like 2650 minus 1820, 30 divided by 1820. So he's anchoring his opening price 45%, give or take, above what he wants, which is kind of standard fare. He'd probably would he take $2,000 for it? Depends how desperate he is. Depends how many people are bugging him for it. I mean, they're in demand. If he knows anything about it, he knows they're in demand. And if he's not, storage in a long time, recently serviced 2 months ago, brand new parts. Oh, fuck. See, that registration, if up to date, is up to date. I don't need help to sail my bike. I don't need help to sail my bike. What does that mean? Oh, like contacting him about services. God, it's so goddamn clean too. Fuck. It's hella clean. New tires, new battery, new chain, brakes, lube, tubes, plug. Oh. 3,300 on the odometer? Why? Why, Lord? Why are you tempting me like this? Why? Oh, it's so beautiful. How long we at? How much longer can I Oh, we're over 30 minutes. It's all right. You're gonna have to deal with it because of this. Okay, I gotta show you what's going on. You need to see what I'm falling in love with right now. And don't think that I fall in love with every motorcycle on Craigslist. Only like every other motorcycle on Craigslist, right? Look how pretty it is. It's so pretty. And it's blue. And I have some blue boots that would match. And you know how important it is to match your gear to your motorcycle. So, it's got its little toolkit. Oh. And I think those are passenger pegs. Always convenient. It's so clean. Oh, super clean. Look at those tires. And those actually, I really like how those tires look. They're pretty aggressive looking tires, but still decent on the street. I like it. God, it's really clean. And I don't just mean from dirt, I mean just like really good condition. Man, this guy like never rode this thing. Ugh, he wrapped the pipes. What a douchebag. It looks clean, but first of all, most people wrap the pipes because they think it looks cool, not because they understand that sometimes warming the exhaust a little bit can help. For a couple different reasons, but at any rate, oh my god. You gotta be kidding me, 3,300 miles. That is so low. Fuck, man. Man, I'm tempted to offer this guy like $2,000 for this bike. That would be a killer deal. I mean, I'm not like, the XT isn't my favorite of all time model. In fact, I think this thing had a really stupid, complicated dual carb system. Oh, why did not 1987? It's in 1997. Whoops. No, I didn't mean 1997. Oh, that's what happened. Am I doing it? Is he doing this wrong? Did he get the year wrong? What's going on here? This is very important motorcycle research, YouTube, so you're going to have to be patient, all right? Deal with it. Deal with it. XT350. I don't know why Google was having an issue finding this. $14.95. Huh. How? Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? 1997 XT350, $14.95. $1987 1820. Isn't that hilarious? That's hilarious. I want to go see this guy just to tell him that if his bike is actually worth $300 less than if it was 10 years old. Now, the mileage is super low and it's super clean. So unless this guy's a retard, he's probably going to know that he doesn't need to be super flexible in the price because this bike is just ridiculously clean. Man, just for the sake of taking it for a test ride, I should grab some cash and go talk to this guy. Fuck. YouTube, you don't understand. I would ride this bike like almost every single day of my life. I really would. Because it wouldn't burn hardly any gas, and I would do every little errand on it. I'd put a little basket or something on the back, and I would just do my grocery shopping on it, might do laundry here and there on it. Man, I'd go grab donuts on it, you know. I'd ride it to school, although it takes a while to warm up, but I'd still probably ride it to school, just for the hell of it. Oh, I'd ride it up in the canyons. Oh, that'd be so much fun. It'd be a little bit of a shame to wear out those tires on the street, but maybe I'd get some suit. Oh, in fact, buying some extra rims. Oh. You know, I can't afford this right now, but well, anyways, YouTube, I'll keep this video not short, but not overly long. But what's going on? What's going on? Tell me what you think. I know I didn't really talk about prepping stuff in this video, but this is sort of like a get to know about LA Prepper. What's LA Prepper into? Motorcycles, a little bit. I can't look at motorcycles anymore. It's hard. It's very hard. Sometimes when it gets bad, I start emailing people about bikes like 1979 DT 175. That's a little buzzer. That thing would be fun. This guy's listing like a combine bike. Weird. Well, anyways, YouTube, what do you want for Christmas, YouTube? What do you want for Christmas? I want Santa to get me some solar panels, maybe a radio, charge controller. What else? Hatchet or an axe. Ooh, I was looking at some nice black fiberglass Husky, I think, axes and hatchets in Home Depot. But I don't